that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
Oh, have I got your attention now?
Cool. All right. Another week, right, Gavin? We're missing
It
people.
is.
How's it going?
I'm good, bud.
How's it going?
Rod,
What's
what's going on?
Good, Gavin. How are you, man?
Good. We're missing Dave. No idea where Dave is. He's got internet problems, but he will be on. So yeah, welcome to Coffee with Closers, everybody. If you're watching us, good morning. We are live every single week on Wednesday, 12 Eastern, 11 Central, 9 Pacific, wherever you're watching from. So good morning. Joe McCall, how are you? Dave, what's going on?
For a second. Hey guys, how we doing? Good morning. What's going on?
How's it going?
What's up, Joe? Yeah. Where you guys at?
In the house. In Mira.
All right. So we're doing lunch with closers, right?
Yeah. That's right.
I'll let you go. I'll see you guys.
All right.
See you later.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe. I'll give you a call a little later on. Thanks, man. Hey guys,
Awesome.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Sharad, thanks for joining us, buddy.
Of course, man. Doing good.
Yeah. Sharad, we've got it together over here with Coffee with Closers, as you can see. So good morning. Yes, he's ready.
Yeah,
Don is not.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I'm ready to roll, guys.
Yeah.
Got my coffee here. Sorry I was a little late coming on today, boys.
No problem. So, Sharad, good morning. I appreciate you joining us. I think we're all excited to have you on. And I know our viewers that are watching are going to have lots of questions. So the format pretty much is, if you're watching live, guys, please put in the comments, ask us any questions that you have. So, Sharad, we try and make this interactive. So we're going to be asking you questions, and so will our audience as well. So it says on your T-shirt, obviously I know kind of what you do. We're in masterminds together, all of us. But just before we jump in and get to kind of the awesome software that you have, tell us a little bit about Sharad. Tell us kind of where you're living, Sharad, what you do, your experience in real estate, and let's go from there.
Sure. So I live in Toronto, Canada, actually right outside of Toronto, Canada. I've been here for about a year and a half. And I do my investing in Northwest Indiana. So anybody who's not familiar, it's right outside of Chicago. So like 30, 40 minutes outside of Chicago. I used to live in Chicago until 2015. Then I moved to San Diego. And I started out with doing rental property. So I own about 75 units. About 70 of them are paid for free and clear. And then from there, I got into fix and flip, some wholesaling, and now I do primarily, I would say 50% retail fix and flip and 50% turnkey properties. And when I moved to San Diego is when I started my software company to basically manage my own business. I could have my own team on one software. So it kind of grew into what it is now.
Beautiful. That's
Sharad,
awesome.
how much time do you spend on your flipping business a week?
If I spend more than an hour a week, that means something is not right. Right. Yeah.
I love it.
So
I love it.
And you still have all your rentals, right? You still have 75?
I do. And I own a property management company, and I spend half hour a day, Thursday, 1 o'clock Eastern to 1:30 is my time with property management company.
Okay. And where are they located? The rentals?
They're all in Northwest Indiana. It's
Okay.
in Lake County, right outside Chicago. I mean, practically it's a suburb of Chicago, but it just happens to be in Indiana.
Got it. Okay. Right. What's your take? Are you capped out at 75 rentals? You want more?
I do add a couple of properties a year, but last couple of years I've been really focused on the software company. So that's where my primary focus has been. On the fix and flip side, we do about 40, 50 deals a year. And then again, I would say about 2025, those are turnkey properties, which we add into a property management business, and the other 2025 are your retail fix and flip properties. Right.
Okay.
But my focus right now is not to add rental properties, given where the market is right now. And also my focus is not on that part of the business right now.
And I have one more question, and I'll let the guys go here. I just got one lead onto that. I'm just curious to see kind of where your head's at in terms of, rentals, because we talk about this every week in some way. You said that you got a lot of them paid off. Are you a guy that is going, I just want to own everything free and clear? Or are you refining them to reinvest? Like, what do you think about free and clears versus having mortgages and building on that faster?
So honestly, I used to have, I had an accounting background. I used to be a CPA, so I was a lot into personal finance. I used to follow Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman, like Dave Ramsey philosophy of, just buy things that you can pay for with cash just really resonated with me. And that was a huge influence in buying my properties free and clear. Most of them, I just wanted to have that peace of mind. If something were to happen to me, then, I didn't have to worry about the income coming in. So that was the main philosophy behind it. I do understand I have an accounting background. I understand I could double or triple my portfolio by leveraging it, but that's not what my comfort level is. So I'm very conservative when it comes to that. I get some decent cash flow from it every month, which I'm more than happy with. I do use a small line of credit against my properties for my fix and flip business, but nothing long-term on those properties.
Got it. Okay. Awesome.
Right.
Awesome. So, so you obviously know what you're doing is in the real estate game from your experience. So, from what you said earlier, you got into the software business because obviously you seen a gap in what you were doing in your own business that you needed to fill. That's, I guess, where
Correct.
RE Simply came from. So tell us a little bit about the software. How did it come about? And and let's just build into to kind of talking about that.
So as I moved to San Diego in 2015, I still had a pretty active business in Indiana, and I wanted to be able to manage my business from out of state. And I wanted my entire team to be on one software rather than being on different software. So I looked at a couple of different options, and nothing really fit what I was specifically looking for. And I wanted to have real good KPIs on the business, so I could go in and track my business based on the numbers. I didn't want to hear stories from people, hey, this is what's going on, this is what we should be doing. I wanted to be able to make those decisions based on the powerful data that I was getting. And I didn't really see anything. And I have an accounting background, so we decided to build everything on top of an accounting system. So we don't even need QuickBooks. We could just go in, my bookkeeper, my accountant, my acquisition manager, my project manager, they could all be in the same system, run the entire business. And I could just log in, and in a couple of minutes, I could see everything that's going on based on the KPIs.
So let me ask you this. So you're managing rehab projects through the system as well. Okay. Correct. So that's amazing. One of the challenges, through the years is we all rehab differently. We all run our rehab businesses different, and how we tackle projects. So how'd you overcome that aspect of it when trying to put a product together that would cover, multiple businesses in the same industry?
So our software is built specifically for real estate investor. Like you might have QuickBooks that, I could use for my software company, for my real estate business. I could use it for my e-commerce business if I had it for my property management business. But what we built is specifically for real estate investors. The CRM that we have is just for real estate investors. We don't allow much customization, and there's a reason for it, because the amount of data that we can track based on, that's one of the limitations. Like, in Podio, you can go in and customize whatever you want. But once people come to our software and see, the way we build, the reason behind everything we build, and the amount of data that you can get really, really in-depth, people see the value in it. Now we have people doing over 100 deals a year on our platform, and they love it. They see the value. But on the software side, that's on the rehab side, that's kind of how it started, from creating scope of work. So you can go and create scope of work. You can just by click of a button, you can say, down to the penny how much money you spent on that specific project and make decisions based on the actual numbers.
Okay.
Awesome.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah, what I like about RE Simply, you can use it for your wholesale business, you can use it for your landlording business, and or you can use it for your flipping business. It has features to be able to tackle it from all different angles, which is phenomenal. It's awesome.
Yeah, and what you're saying
the fact that every single person that I know that owns a business, I don't care if you're in real estate or if you own a boutique or if you're an online e-commerce guy, you're using QuickBooks. I mean,
Right.
show me an entrepreneur, not even an investor, an entrepreneur that's doing their accounting outside of QuickBooks, right? Sherrod's system is going to allow you to do it all in one place. It's phenomenal.
Right. Yeah, so that was
Huge fan.
Thank you, man. Thank you. No, that was an important part for us. The challenge that happens is, so a typical investor, mostly everybody that uses our platform is doing some sort of marketing, right? Generating leads. Typically, the setup would be you have your CRM and then you have your QuickBooks, right? So let's say you sell a property. QuickBooks doesn't know which lead source the deal came from, right? So somebody has to go use a third-party system and say, okay, my cost per lead is this, my ROI is this. Now you don't have to do that. You just, like, your bookkeeper goes in and then just does whatever they need to do. Just you click a button, it tells you for every single campaign that you're running in your business, how many leads did you have, how many offers did you make, how many appointments did you go on, how much money you spend, what's your cost per lead, cost per deal, and for every dollar that you're putting in that marketing, how much money is coming back into the business. Like, no integration needed, nothing. You just click a button, everything is there in a second. So that was important for me starting out. I wanted to get that data and not create another job for somebody to do all the analytics.
So I'm going to ask a question for somebody who hasn't seen it yet. Dave has been talking about it and is super excited about it, and it sounds amazing. So what about like dashboards? Are there like, I'm a very visual. I want to be able to see the data and walk. So, how does it function in that aspect? Do I have to go to 5 different places to see what I need to see? Is it one spot? How does that work?
I mean, I can share my screen if you want, but it's just all, you click a button and everything, all the dashboard is there. We are going to be adding different dashboard based on different roles. Like your accountant might need a different dashboard from your acquisition team. Your disposition team might need a different dashboard. You might need a different dashboard for marketing. So we are creating that, but we have a central CEO dashboard that tells you what's your goal for this year on how many deals you need to do. What's your revenue goal? What's your net income goal? What's your cost per lead, cost per deal? So you can just click a button and everything is there visually.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
no, really good.
Dashboards are on point. Every marketing campaign has its own phone number, and you can track all of the leads that come in from each marketing campaign. And what I really like is the, most systems are built for, a specific niche of real estate, right? That I've seen, at least. And then trying to figure out your KPIs are really just different filters or different views that you can set up to kind of try to understand it. What I really like about Sherrod's is you link your bank account, you link your credit cards that you're using in your business. So as these transactions are happening, they're being pulled into your system. So if you want to know your cost per lead, your cost per acquisition, your cost per deal, your cost per whatever, it's got it built into the system from day one, right? So Sherrod built this system with having an accounting background, and he thought about the KPIs from the beginning. Whereas most of the other systems, I don't want to say all because I don't know all, of course, but what I've seen most of them is they try to bring KPIs in 2 or 3 years later, and it's sloppy. And Don, you mentioned having the dashboard. Most KPI dashboards are sloppy. And Sherrod's looks a lot like what QuickBooks would spit out in terms of like a P&L or something along those lines. Is, you can see every line item and where your money's going and where it's coming in and what the percentage of the advertising is working. And, it's awesome.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Thank you.
we're in a system right now. The reason why we got into the system 4 or 5 years ago was because it had a dashboard, and it's just been so complicated to integrate. And the reason I believe is because, like you're saying, most CRMs are built from the lead generation standpoint. Right. That's the whole point of a CRM, in most people's perspective, is the lead generation standpoint, not the back end of the business. And what you're saying is you built the back end of the business, the CRM on top of the back end of the business, which is why it functions the way it functions. So, that's huge, because honestly, it's like, I don't want to do things that cause me brain damage. I mean, that's the thing, I want easy. I want to be easy for my team. I want to be able to see what I need to see. And with those of us who are ADD, is like the second we hit something that it's like, it's harder than we expect it to be, we just want to move on to something else. Right. And if that's not what this is, then this is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody understands the value of getting data in your business, but the challenge always is getting to that point where you can have data in a very simple, easy to understand dashboard. That's always the that's always the difficult part. It's bringing somebody on and saying, hey, okay, your role is going to be updating this dashboard. But now imagine like you have nobody responsible for updating the dashboard. So I have my bookkeeper, my accountant, they go in. I just tell them, you do whatever you always been doing, update the books. That's it. Don't worry about anything else. My acquisition manager, they don't have to, they just go in and they call the lead, they talk to the lead, they do follow-ups. That's it. The system brings all the data together in real time and gives you a snapshot of everything that's going on in your business. So nobody's responsible for it. The backend is doing all of that for you in real time.
It still needs, though, how are you tracking the people? Because it still needs an operator, right? So if Don Costa's my acquisition, he's still got to put in his notes. He's still got to change the status for the
sure
data.
You want Don doing your acquisitions, bro?
Actually, I'm an acquisitions beast.
Well, I'm still waiting for the recording he's supposed to send us, the one that he's got scammed on. He's like, oh yeah, one call close.
I did a podcast on it. It's out there, bro. It's out. I put it out in the public.
I'm ready for the recording.
So yeah, I mean, obviously the team's got to do their job and make sure that they're if they got it in contract, they're clicking the right button and they're putting their notes in and all that kind of stuff. The front end data is being properly entered. I mean, that goes without saying. And
I just wanted to know how we track that, though, because that's my problem with every CRM that I've ever used.
So hold on, Gavin, can you clarify the question?
Yeah, so my question is, because we got off on Don's acquisition, but if Don's my acquisition guy, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is I'm relying on Don to do his part, right? He's got to be feeding the correct information in for it to spit out. So my question is, Sharad, do you have someone in your business that is overseeing all areas to make sure that the individuals are doing their job? How are you tracking that? That's what I was trying to get at.
So we have like automated tasks set up. So we can automate all our tasks. So if a lead comes in, I can say my acquisition person needs to do this. My lead manager needs to do this. My project manager needs to do this. Now I can go in and see how many tasks are pending. Right. I mean,
Sharad, pull up the shirt a little so I can read it. It says work on deals, not on Podio. All right. I want to emphasize something really quick, and I love it. Sharad, you used to use Podio, did you not?
I've actually never used Podio. I mean, it's all, majority of the people that come to our platform come from Podio. So that's where this came. Okay. They come from Podio. Big majority.
So check this out. I use Podio in my business. I also use some other things. I'm trying to consolidate right now. Right. I am a customer of RE Simply. I'm not a power user, but I plan on being a power user this time next week. Truly, that quick. Here's the problem with my current system. Podio, Globiflow, which is all those automations that Sharad just talked about. Phone system, right signature. It's built in via Podio or via Globiflow, but I need it in my business. All right. Twilio. So there's 5 things that I'm just thinking of from the top of my head. There's probably 2.
Google Drive. Google Drive, Dropbox.
Google Drive. That's 6.
Yeah.
That's
your
6.
QuickBooks.
QuickBooks.
Yeah. Your MailChimp.
MailChimp.
Yeah. Your bulk texting to your buyers. So all of that, like it's fully integrated. Like you don't need to go and set up another account with the different. You just log in. Everything that you need is right there. Like you literally log in and start.
And
using it.
not only just because it's going to be awesome in my business, but I love helping people. I love coaching. Gavin, you are, the coach essentially on this call, does the majority of it. Don, you do coaching too, and you mastermind and all that good stuff, right? And it's difficult for me whenever somebody comes and says, Dave, I just want to copy what you're doing. And it's like, oof, don't do what I'm doing, because I have 17 different softwares. And that's really one of my favorite things about this is I'm going to be able to eliminate Podio. I'm going to be able to eliminate Globiflow. I'm going to eliminate Right Signature. I'm going to eliminate Twilio. I'm going to eliminate Google Drive. I'm going to eliminate, and this is just from the hip, right? 7 or 8 things. It's probably 10 or 12 that I'm essentially using in my business. And whenever I want to copy and paste my business into one of my students, right, man, you're talking like 5 days of trying to set all these things up, and it's all in one place. So, Sherrod, I am your unofficial biggest fan and spokesperson.
Yeah, I feel like I should let you do more of the talking than I'm doing. Yeah.
Dave loves talking.
Yeah, but I absolutely love it. I'm excited.
Thank you, man.
Working with Sherrod. I'm excited to move my entire operations over. So I love wholesaling because that's really essentially how you get deals. It's really marketing. Let's talk about that.
Exactly.
But my passion's landlording, and we fix and flip too. But I don't need different systems to be able to run all of that stuff through there, which is awesome. And then QuickBooks too. That alone is expensive. It's time consuming. I don't really even understand how to use it that well. I hired a bookkeeper just because I'm bad at it. So it's like somebody needs to be doing that. And then on top of that, I pay my accountant 15 or 20 grand a year. Even having a bookkeeper. And it's just like, man, if I can just consolidate, some of these systems into one place, it's going to be just so much better. So loving it.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a painful question real quick. Somebody like me who has 30,000 plus leads in their database, I don't even know where I'm at. I may be closer to 40 at this point in time. And I want to make a move. Like, how complicated would that move be? Is it better for me to just kind of start new leads into the system, or can I move the bulk of my CRM over?
Great question.
You can move it. You can set up your drip campaigns. You can do you can do that. I mean, a lot of people that we have coming over, 40,000, I would ask you, are those like your leads, or are those also your prospects? Because we have list stacking built in that you can use to manage your prospects. And we're rolling out a dialer also in a couple of months that you can like cold call. But yeah, you can transition over. But let's say I'm assuming of bulk of those leads that you have are in some sort of a drip campaign.
Are they're multiple years worth of cold calling leads, direct mail leads of some sort. They're prospects. When I say leads, I would say prospects. We have a massive follow up back end, and we beat a lead to death. Right. I'm calling stuff that people called in to take me off the list, leads, and the bulk of that too, because we buy from them as well. There are times where we buy from people that they called in a year ago to take me off the list, and for some reason they got hit in the follow-up drip campaign, or they called back in from new marketing and now they're selling. So
yeah, there's no limit to how much data you can port over. The only thing would be like we track a lot of data. So let's say if you said, hey, I want to move these to under contract. Like we track when the lead was created, when did you go on an appointment, when did you make an offer, how much did you offer on the property, and when did you get the property under contract, how much did you get it under contract for, when are you going to close? So we track all of that. So we can tell you by every single campaign, from the time the lead is created, how long does it take before you go on an appointment? Once you go on an appointment, how long does it take before you make an offer? What's your average offer price? Once you make an offer, how long does it take before you get the property under contract? Once
Don,
you get
how
it
long
under
does
contract,
it take you and your business? I'm going to interrupt for a second. How long does it take you and your business from the time that the property is closed? So you did your marketing, you sent your offer, you negotiated, everyone agrees, you get to the closing table. How many days does it take for your crew to get in there and start working? Then how many days does it take for the crew to finish? Then how many days does it take from the finished product for it to be listed? Then how many days does it take from it to be listed to be sold? All of that stuff's in there. It's awesome.
Yeah,
now we're using Google Sheets for all that stuff. And if I don't get in there and update it, or the bookkeeper or whoever, it doesn't get done. You've selected a box that says, hey, send it over to the team to get it listed. And it says, okay, rehab's essentially been done. Boom. Like, it's awesome. So,
like, I mean, if you move the property, let's say in lead to under contract, it won't let you move unless you said when did you get it under contract and for how much, when it's it gonna, because there's some task that gets triggered based on those dates, and there's a data that gets tracked on the back end. Same thing on the rehab. If you said I have the new project and I'm listing it, it'll ask you, okay, wait, how much did when did you start the rehab? When did you finish it? How much are you listing it for? And when you move it to, so there's a lot of data that we track. So your team, we try to minimize where the team can make an error because they have to input that information. Otherwise, they cannot move a lead from one stage to the next.
Interesting. Very cool. All right.
I think we may have an interested party here, Sharad.
It's possible. I'm gonna dig a little deeper for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, we should definitely connect offline. Yeah.
One of the cool things about RE Simply is Sharad's built an amazing team of people. And in terms of like onboarding and ongoing customer service and customer support, top notch. Everyone over there, they really care.
Yeah.
So
also,
they're ready to help at any time.
They also take on
ahead,
feedback. They also take on feedback. I met with Sharad a few months ago before 2.0 came out for a few things that I had suggestions about. Nothing was broken, but I just said, hey, because we're a nightmare, aren't we? Because we all run our own businesses and we all want to work it the way we want it. Right. And I think that's hard for a software company. But he did take on, I know they made the changes, not for me. I'm sure it just wasn't for me they made the changes, but I know they're constantly taking on feedback from active investors and making the changes, which I think is huge as well. They're not just saying, well, this is it. This is the way it is. No, they're like, hey, if you've got feedback, which we had, and they're constantly tweaking, changing, updating, investing in the software to make it better, which I think is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Like when we rolled out the first version, like very early first version, like there was not even a column for assigned to buyer because I had never assigned a deal in my life. So there was nothing called assigned to buyer. So that was based on the feedback we got. I'm in one market, so everything was all in one market built for now. As we have people, some are in 4 or 5 different markets. So we added where you can track every single market differently.
That was my big thing.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, we've added that. And then we've also added, if you have multiple acquisition people, I only have one acquisition person in my team, but if you have multiple, you can assign leads to multiple acquisition people. So a lot of what we're doing now is very driven based on people that are actually using it, some high performance, again, people doing, over 100 deals a year. So we're getting a lot of feedback from them. It's great if somebody's starting out, but as you're scaling a business, it'd be great to have multiple markets, multiple team members, and, the buyer management and some of those things. So those are some of the other things we're going to be working and adding on.
So here is just my dashboard, guys. I'm not a power user quite yet, but no contact made, new leads come in, contact made, and you can drag and drop these as you go, or you can click on these and you have all these different options. I mean, it's really, really, really one of the things that I really like. Here's the dashboard. Now, again, this is like 1 or 2 days, but you have all the different things, open leads, assigned leads, lead sources, what's going on is lead offer, appointment contract, calls and SMS, calls made, different KPIs. And then over here on the left, you have a KPI dashboard, list stacking, direct mail, active warm or dead leads, inventory sold. You can do your rental properties in here, all your call tracking and logs and tasks, contractors and buyers in terms of different contacts. It does have e-sign capability, web forms, even has drip campaigns. And then, of course, banking, vendors, properties, account tags, reports. I mean, it just has a wealth of use in your business. It's phenomenal.
What's the website if somebody wants to check it out?
RESIMPLI.com.
RE Simply. I'll drop it in the comments here, guys. It's such a great resource because it's really designed to keep it simple, and like all the things that I had mentioned earlier with with Podio, and it sounds like the majority of the people that are moving to RE Simply are coming from Podio. Podio is a great solution because you can kind of customize it and build it out the way that you want. But the downside is you have to plug and play like 6, 7, 8, 9 different things to really encapsulate all the things that your business does, right?
And if one thing breaks, it just breaks everything along the way.
It breaks everything. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So what did you guys add recently? Gavin mentioned earlier the 2.0. You know, what's the major things that you've added recently that, you know, the differentiator from the 1.0 to the 2.0, Sharad?
I think the multiple markets is a big one. The buyer management, so you can manage your cash buyers, agents, you can text blast them, you can email blast them. You know, we're adding more KPI tracking. That's a big thing. And also like just the look and feel, that's something we constantly work on, because as we're adding more and more features to it, it's important that not that the feature is there, but it's very, very accessible. It's simple to use. That's a big thing that we're very, very aware of, that it has to be super simple to use. Now you can customize your lead intake form. Now your list stacking is fully integrated with your CRM. So if you upload list of prospects, it's going to check all of that against your leads to see if there's already a property, there's already a record that's a lead, so you're not marketing to them again. So a lot of integration within the system. Right.
Love it,
and then, yeah, and then, you know, we're making some other updates to have some cool things that we're working on in the background that we're going to be adding over next month or two. So looking forward to that also.
And you guys do have marketing capability in here. I mean, you have direct mail, you have list stacking, which is awesome, and then you also have skip tracing too.
Right, we're skip tracing,
and you got a dialer.
Rolling out a dialer also, yeah, in a couple of months that you can cold call your prospects.
That's awesome. One of the things I was just talking with Joe McCall on here just a minute ago is, you know, direct mail is really coming back in a big way. Because there's I don't want to say it's overly saturated, because we still do this a ton in our business, but you know, cold calling and cold texting has become a major marketing source, you know, over the last 3-4 years essentially.
Right.
And laws are changing, folks. So you got to be prepared to pivot or adjust, or another way to look at this would be to innovate, you know, in your own businesses to make sure that these leads continue to come in. So again, having direct mail, having driving for dollars, I mean, that's like number 8 and number 9 on different things that I would essentially have to go elsewhere to find. So like my goal with not only my business, but really, I'm not even trying to be greedy here. I'm thinking about everyone else that I'm going to be able to add value to, is to simplify these systems. You know, a lot of the daunting tasks when, you know, a new student comes, and Gavin, I know, and Don as well, I know you guys can second this, but, you know, they know they need to start marketing. They're overwhelmed with all of the things that are going to be required to have and know and understand once their phone starts ringing. The marketing is sometimes the easiest part. You know, get on the phone, start calling, or spend some money to get your spend some money to get your phone ringing, essentially, right? You ring it or they ring you. That's it. That's simple. That's marketing 101, right? But what happens whenever they start calling you and you need to send them an offer, or you need to be able to run some comps, or you need to be able to do all these other things, right? Boom, it's all right there.
I think like one thing where we add value, I know it's added for me and some other investors that we've talked to, you know, would you rather make $1 million in revenue and only have $150,000 in net income? Or would you rather only make $900,000 but $250,000 in net income? That's where we can help in making those decisions, that giving you the highest ROI in your business, like for every single campaign that we're running. I mean, for most investors doing serious business, marketing is going to be one of their largest expense for them, if not the largest expense. So that's where we can give lots and lots of data and say, okay, this marketing campaign that you're running, you know, you're only getting 3x on it versus this one, you're getting 5x on it. So then, you know, if you have to make a decision, you might want to double down on the campaign that you're getting 5x on versus spending more money that where you're only getting 3x on.
All right, we got a question for you here from Fred, Sharad. Can I automate the integration of leads coming from tools like Deal Machine into RE, and it's simply not simple. But great question, Sharad.
You can definitely do that. We have a public Zapier app. However, just one other thing I forgot. We have our own driving per dollar built in. So you don't need a third party for that. It's all built in, native app, Android and iOS. But yes, you can do that. We used to offer text blasting to sellers, but we don't do that anymore because of all the regulations. So we have people using other platforms, and we can easily integrate that. And we have some other people using Carrot website or other dialers, and we can easily integrate those leads into ReSimpli.
Awesome. Love it.
Right.
Very, very cool. Very cool. Gavin, I know you got some questions. You're sitting there thinking hard. I know you, bro.
Yeah.
I can read it.
Absolutely. I think it's you know, the way from a coach, I look from everything from a coach's standpoint, right? Working with a lot of clients. Okay. One of my most frustrating things for clients is these systems have to be simple, because there is too much opportunity for people to hide behind softwares and make out they're busy, and all they're trying to do is convince themselves that they're trying and they're doing it, and they're too busy in the CRM, and it's just all nonsense, right? I've been known to remove people from CRMs and use pen and paper to get out of that whole, I'm doing everything but talking to sellers, making offers, follow up. That's what I teach. Marketing, talk to sellers, make offers, follow up if you want to do deals in every single business. And no one can disagree with that. I don't care if you're flipping, creative, whatever you're doing. That needs to happen if you're going to make money. And then we have assistance from softwares, right? And what I look for in that is keeping it simple, because then we remove all of that hassle, and then I don't have to farm 1,000 questions on how do I do this and how do I do that. And it's not about deals, right? As a coach, I want to talk about talking to sellers, making offers, analyzing deals, making money. That's what I want to focus on, not how do I do this for the 900th time in a software that's got too many things going on. So
no, you're absolutely, yeah, you're absolutely right.
So I know one of the big things for me from what I've seen, and I've looked at this months ago, and then you've made changes since from what we just talked about. But the big thing for me is when people get involved is we've talked about the accounting, we've talked about the KPIs, we've talked about that, and I think that's on an advanced level, right? I think that's good for when you build a business. And yes, we need them foundation. But the biggest thing for me in that system is the dashboard. The fact you drag from that to that, like anyone can do it. If you can literally use the mouse and hold the button and move it one way, it moves. I think that is the biggest thing for people getting started is literally going, okay, this is a new lead. We talked to this lead. Now we need to make an offer on this lead. Now we're under contract with this lead, right? You just take it through its sections. I think that's huge.
Yeah, Sharad, do you mind sharing your screen just for a couple minutes, 5 to 10 minutes tops? Really, less is more. We don't need to get too deep, but you have yours is built out, obviously. Like not built out, that's the wrong word. You use it in it every day, right? So you have lots of data in there, whereas mine is brand new. I'm moving stuff over as we speak. But yeah, Gavin, to second what you just said, the drag and drop, the simplicity, right?
Yeah.
And there's things that I've mentioned to Sharad in the past, and his response is, you know what? When we can figure out how to make that easy for people, we'll add it in. But right now, that's going to take away from, and I quote, Gavin, marketing, making offers, following up, running appointments, the things that in this business. Having all the bells and whistles, guys, doesn't make you a better investor. It makes you spend more time in your system, which takes away from the marketing and the follow-up.
It's funny because Joe
and the appointments and all the things that really matter, right? Yeah. That's really what it comes down to.
Can you guys see my screen now?
Go ahead.
No, I'm going to just say one thing real quick. That Joe.
No, not yet. It should.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
How about now?
Delay.
Yeah, there's.
Oh, go ahead,
can
Gavin.
you see it now?
Yeah,
we can.
Yep.
Okay. So this would be your CEO dashboard where you can set, how many deals you want to do this year, and it tracks how many you've actually done. What's your revenue goal? And, this is coming straight from your financials. And what's your net income goal? So you can see, how far along. This is just the demo account. But you can see, which marketing campaign is giving you the most deals, which one is giving you the best ROI, what's your overall cost per lead, cost per deal, how much money you spent on marketing, how much money you've made. For every dollar that you're putting in marketing, how much is coming back, what's your lead and deal flow for last 12 months, where all your leads are coming from, and which marketing ROI is working best, and all the marketing where you're spending money, how much are you spending, how much is coming back. And then this is very visual, but if you wanted to dig deep into it, you can go right here and you can see for direct mail, for example, you can see, okay, I made 248,000. I can click right here. It tells me which properties the money came from. So I can see where all the money is coming from. And I can click right here and see where am I spending my money, how many total leads I've gotten, appointments from every single campaign, what's my cost per lead, cost per deal, and ROI for every single campaign that I'm running in my business. And same what I was talking about, you can see for each of my campaigns, how long does it take from the time lead is created to the time I go on an appointment, from appointment to offer, from offer to under contract to assign, what's my average offer price, average under contract price, and average assignment fee for each lead that I'm running. And same thing you can track for your rehab. How long does it take before I start a rehab project? What's my average rehab time? What's my average list time for a project? How long is the property, under contract for? What's my average purchase price, list price, sold price, and under contract price and sold price. So there's a lot of data. So this is what I was talking about. So let's say, I had this deal and I said, okay, this is under contract. It's going to ask me, did you leave all the tasks and did you go on an appointment? How much did you offer on it? When did you make an offer? And when did it go under contract? How much did it go under contract for? And when are you going to close on this property?
So that's only if you're dragging and dropping. If you actually click into the ad, you can send an offer, or not the ad, click into the property itself. You can send an offer from it. And if you follow those guidelines that it just asked you, it'll move for you. So you don't necessarily, so there's multiple ways to attack the same problem, which is sweet.
that there though, right? That was my user error thing that I was referring to earlier. That information that you had to put in to get that data, right? That's what I was saying. You're relying on people still, okay, to input that data correctly to give you them numbers. Are you back checking? Is someone in your team, like a lead manager, making sure that information is correct? Because I could be looking at the numbers and Dave, my acquisition guys, put the numbers in wrong and it's thrown all the numbers off. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. So yeah, I mean, that's something I can tell you how we do in my business and how a lot of other teams that I talk to, how they do. They usually do a morning huddle. That's their 10-15 minutes huddle. And then, so these no contact made and contact made, these are the people that you're trying to get in touch with, right? These are your active leads. Once something gets appointments set, offer made or under contract, like those are the ones that I would go on my daily huddle or weekly meeting, and then I would go through and see, okay, we made an offer on this. What's going on? I mean, is this how much we really offered? And if something is not correct, then we would update it right here. What would happen is like default. So if I'm moving something from offer made to under contract, it defaults to today's date, assuming that, you're moving it today. Then if that's not correct, now my team knows that, hey, this is a default date. You have to make sure you update the date. And then those would get captured during your daily huddles or your weekly meetings. So that's how we do in my business. And a lot of other teams that I talk to, they have their daily huddles or weekly calls that they go through. And then it all, if there's some errors in some of the input, then it would get flushed out there.
Shrod, give me one of the marketing campaign's phone numbers real quick. So Gavin, this is a cool
Uh,
thing that I really want to highlight. Any one of them. Just I'm gonna call
you
from
can
my.
you can pick this one. Actually, this one.
Read it to me real
I don't
quick.
know where 219
Yep.
215
Yep.
5878. I don't know what number it's gonna
58.
go to. Yeah, but you can test it. Let
Well,
me
I'm,
see
I'm not
what.
even planning on talking to anybody necessarily, right? I just want to call. So here's let it ring for a second, and then we'll just hang it up.
Yeah, you might go to our answering service or our office number.
But won't this call be added in right here?
Yeah, it would be. It would be. But I'm saying like I don't think anybody is gonna answer it. It should go straight to voicemail
Yeah,
or it'll
I'm
keep
not
ring.
worried about that.
Okay,
Right?
okay.
I'm not
Yeah,
worried about that. But it should add it in
it
as
should.
no
Right.
Create a
contact.
lead. Create a lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is
Yes,
that
it should.
happening
Yeah,
in
it
your
will.
business, Kevin? It's not in mine right now. It has to be
Yeah, it will.
manually added in, right? So we'll hang that up. Call summary. May take a minute or two, but it's gonna
Right.
pop in
It will.
there
Exactly. It'll pop in
as hey,
as
no contact. Somebody
yeah.
called your company. So so when you say somebody's gonna be in the system, dude, no matter what system you're using, it ain't fully automated.
Right.
You have to be in there doing things, right? But what I like is that every campaign has its own number. When you call that number, a lead's being created. So if you're driving down the road and you take that call, it's being recorded for one, so you can go back in and listen to it. Or personally, I'm kind of lazy. I like to have my VAs go
So
listen to those
this is the
calls
number.
and take those notes.
Is
Yeah,
this
it's
the number you called
4100.
from?
Yeah, that's one of my
Right.
office phone numbers. Yep.
Yeah. So this is I can just click right here and I can call David back from right here, or I can click right here and it'll take me to that specific lead, and it tells me which campaign the lead came from. So it tells me it came from radio at Chicago radio. That's the number he called,
And that's
and
the
it
one
tells
he
me
gave me, right?
yeah, that's the one I gave you, and it tells me lead created it, and it automatically assigned tasks for somebody in my team. So like if a lead came in, if it's a missed
That's your
call, then
Globee
it
flow
would
right there.
yeah, so it would assign one set of tasks. If if I had answered the call, it would assign completely different set of tasks. Now I can go ahead. So we have fully two-way Google Calendar integration. So I can go
Two-way.
ahead right here. Yeah, it's two-way now. So I
Where
can
it
go
pulls
right
in
here.
any unavailabilities, and then you
Exactly.
can
Yep.
select a time that's available. And not only is it going to
Exactly.
put it on this calendar, because I personally use Google Calendar. I don't use the Podio calendar because it
Yep.
sucks.
Yep.
This is awesome.
Exactly.
So this is like an 11th thing. I don't have enough fingers here today, guys.
Yeah, so
This is the 11th
this would
thing.
essentially replace your Calendly, for
Awesome.
example. So like it shows that I have no time available on Sunday, but if I go on Thursday, and then it would show me like, whatever times I'm available for an
So
appointment
cool.
on Sunday. And if I have a doctor's appointment, let's say on Thursday, it would automatically block my availability right here. It'll show up on your Resimply calendar as I think personal appointment or something. Sorry, it's just there's a little bit of a lag in StreamYard. So it would show up as a personal appointment, meaning that this is an appointment I booked on my personal Google Calendar, so nobody in your team sees you have a doctor's appointment or vacation. So it would just block the time here that you're not available on Thursday at 1.
Right.
Yeah. And then if you're going to be out of town, you can just go here and you can say, okay, I'm not going to be available Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, for example. And then when somebody's trying to book an appointment for you, it won't let you book an appointment. It won't let somebody book an appointment for you for those days that you're not available. So if I go here and if I'm trying to book an appointment, it won't show me available. It'll show me available on Fridays. That's the only day, Friday or Saturday, the only day I've shown as available. And then as you book any appointment
but
on
if you
your
have 4
Google,
or 5 acquisitions, guys, you can toggle through the people, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So everybody manages their own calendar. So this is just my availability.
So,
my team member would go and set their own. This is just for me. I can say I'm in Eastern time zone.
Sure.
My business is in Central time zone, so they will set their own availability based on whatever time zone they're in, and it would automatically update the availability based on wherever you are setting an appointment. But I can see somebody else's calendar also. If I want to see somebody on my team, their calendar, I can see what other appointments they have on their calendar, for example.
I love the two-way. That's really, really cool.
So that was something we made a couple of weeks ago, actually. Yeah, it's a two-way. So anytime I book an appointment on Google, it automatically blocks up my Resimply calendar.
So right now, everybody on my team has a Calendly. We just use the free Calendly. It gives
Yep.
you one option. We choose the 60-minute option for appointments, right? But I got to go
Right.
find all these Calendly links when I'm on the phone. Now I'm
Yep.
going to be able to just pull up a calendar, select a name, see if somebody's available
Exactly.
tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And if they're not, then I'll make myself get that appointment, right?
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yep.
Very
exactly.
cool.
So we work with, Brian Dorsey at Call Porter a lot. So that was an idea that came from him, that, a lot of his clients and students are using like web form in recently, where they want to set up a calendar, and they were using Calendly. So, we decided just we'll do two-way integration. Then they don't have to use Calendly anymore. Like, they can just, in the web form link that they send out, they can book an appointment through the web form. So I can send a web form link out to you, Gavin, and say, and you can see whatever my availability is. So you don't have to log into my account. And a couple of other things we've done, again, like based on you guys can still see my screen or no?
No.
Okay. So a couple of other things
we've. Go ahead and share it again, though, when I can add it in here for you.
Okay, here. Let me know when it's visible.
There it is.
Okay. So a couple of other things we've done, which I am using it. My acquisition manager loves it, because it's hard to get acquisition manager in the system and update it, because if they're good salespeople, they're not going to be in the system updating it. So what we've done is, so if I go into, this is fully like replacing Google Drive. So I can say this, I can create a folder and I can call it pictures. And I can now send it to anybody outside of Resimpli. And I can say, hey, just like if I send it to David on his phone, he can upload any pictures from his phone or his computer, and it will automatically get synced up here. I don't have to do anything. So it's like, if my acquisition manager is an appointment, she has 3 appointments. What my lead manager would do is she would create multiple links for each property and send it to her and say, hey, once you're done with the appointment, upload all the pictures and videos in that link. That's it. That's all she has to do.
Right now.
So once you upload pictures, then it would automatically get synced up right here with this system for that specific folder. And so that's what we do in our business. Just send the links, and then I can share this link with anybody. So I can share this link with anybody. Sometimes it may take, so right here.
Which is so cool, because sometimes the seller,
so he uploaded these
is like,
from
I'm
his
home
phone.
right now, and it's like, well, shoot, take a picture, link, add it in there. That's so cool. So this is just a random photo I had on my phone.
Exactly. Yep. So this is what David uploaded, and it's like he cannot go back and edit anything, because I only gave him access to view and add. But my acquisition manager, I would give her access to view, add, and delete sometime if she uploads a wrong picture in the wrong folder. But to a seller, I would just give option to view and add files. Now the same folder, let's say I'm selling this property to, I want to send it to my buyers. I'm just going to change the access to view only and send it to my buyers list. So my buyers list, they will get this, and they can just view the pictures now. That's it. Like, it's the same link, and I can move these to a different folder if I don't want to share this.
So this picture. Check this out, guys. On the right side, if you are Podio users, which I think most of us on this call are, you have your same activity in notes on the right side, but what's added in here is the phone calls. So the inbounds, the outbounds, and probably text too, right?
Yeah, you can text, you can call. So I can text from right here. I mean, I don't have a phone number added, but I can text from right here. I can call from right here. I can RVM, I can email. I can manage all of that from within the system. So this is the lead that David called me on. So if I want, it tells me that this is a VoIP number that he called me from. I can just click right here. And if I have a template saved up, I can just do this and send this message. So it's sent out. So he'll get a message, and then all communication log would be right there.
Hey, first name, just reminding you about our appointment at.
So this was just a template. Right.
Very
exactly.
Cool.
And then we added the basic couple of calculators, also basic and advanced. So you can like go through all your calculation, and advanced is, you can enter your closing costs.
Thing I could essentially get rid of.
Right.
Sherrod, one more quick question for you before we wrap up this little demo here today. And again, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, absolutely,
so,
man.
Don mentioned earlier about, or go back to the screen share just for a sec.
Okay,
Okay,
sorry.
so let's say a new call comes in. Here, we'll just take that off here. A
Okay.
new call comes in, and, you know, we got a new guy that's on the team, and I want him to get a task. So basically the back end, right? Like if I was using Podio and Globiflow, I would go in and I would say, when X happens, I want Y to happen, right? So you have a very, very simple way of creating these automations without having to have a third-party software.
Right.
Boom, right here. Global
so I can say, as long as, you know, as soon as my appointment is set, I can say run the comms, and I can add some details, make sure you check within quarter of mile, and I can assign it to, based on the role. So I can assign it to, let's say, acquisition manager, and I can say this is due in 2 hours after the appointment is set. So I can do based on different triggers, and I can say as soon as the task is set, send an email, SMS, or both, and then I can set up a reminder. Now, every time any lead goes into appointment set, this task will be completely automated. So I don't have to go in,
and you
do
can
it every
do that
time.
for any action. Yeah,
exactly.
Anything. A new call comes in, the lead goes from no contact to contact, contact to appointment set. I mean, you name it. If something changes, you can create a Y. X creates Y, right?
Yeah.
And that's the coolest part. Don, Gavin, thank you for sharing, Sherrod. How much time and money have you spent on Globiflow and third-party people to do these things in your business? I mean, personally, I probably spent 15 or 20 grand.
I got rid of mine years ago because I'd had enough.
Well, there you go.
So I got rid of it. We went down to because it was frustrating. Everything would break, and then the button, everything would lie with me. So I was being dragged in, right? I don't want to do it. So I got rid of all of it, and we went to literally using Podio from status, task, and comments in each lead. That's how we'd operate. We'd operate just from task.
It's all manual.
It's all manual. That's what we went to because I couldn't handle all this stuff happening and breaking.
And next week or in a couple of weeks, update will rolling out. So if you get, let's say David called me right now, I didn't pick up the call. So in 2 weeks update, he would automatically get put on a drip campaign automatically. So I wouldn't even have to do anything.
You could set, right?
Yeah, that you could set. So you could set up your drip campaigns, and you can say if a call comes in from radio station, put them on this drip campaign. If I answer it, put them on this. If I don't answer, put them on this. If it's a manually added lead, put them on this drip campaign. If it comes from my website, put them on this drip campaign. So there's a lot of automations you'll be able to do. So that's coming out in a couple of weeks. So I won't even have to like call that lead back. I miss a call, he just starts getting text messages from me like instantly. So that's something exciting coming in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Sherrod, I want to respect your time. It's 12 o'clock Central. We start this at 11, so it's been an hour. Do you have like 5 more minutes, or do you have to run?
No, I can go for 5 more minutes. Yeah.
We got over 20 people watching right now. So guys, if you have questions for Sherrod, again, I want to respect his time, so I don't want to keep him here for a really long time. But he agreed to give us about 5 more minutes. If you have specific questions, and this is for Gavin and Don too, guys, obviously. But if you have specific questions about RE Simply or the system or Sherrod, now's the time to ask. Sherrod, I have a question. I'll lead this right here, right? So I don't have 50,000 leads like Don. I aspire to be more like him every day, but I have about 6,000 because I don't add all my prospects.
He said 6 leads.
6 leads. 6 leads. I have about 6,000. Now, prospecting is a whole different ballpark for me. We do that outside of Podio, currently, and we add those leads in when they become a lead and not just a prospect, right? If I wanted to move all of those leads over, what's the process look like?
So you just send us your file and we upload it for you. Like, we upload everything. It goes into the right campaign. So when you log in, all your KPI is there. And then if you're using list stacking, let's say in Resimply, you could say, and then let's say you're doing your prospecting, you can say, okay, I want to look at all the ones that are not a lead. So it will only show you, so this is 9,382 records that are not a lead. If I want to see only the ones that are a lead, then I can just filter for that. So this is in my list stacking fully integrated with my CRM. So then if as I'm marketing to these, I know exactly that I'm not marketing anybody that's not a lead for me. So I'm only marketing people that are not a lead. And then I can do a bunch of other filters, whether it's vacant, how many lists they're on and whatnot. Yeah. But yeah, you would send us the list.
The process of adding the leads in is pretty easy. It's not
to
go one by one.
No. Yeah, you just send us the entire file. Yeah, whatever data you can get out of your previous system, we can import into the system.
Thomas Aspel says, Asbel, I think I'm saying that right. Ari Simply sounds great. Man, Thomas, I agree. I think it's going to be awesome for my business. It's going to eliminate 11, 12, 13 different things. Super excited, not only because it's going to help my business, but I love helping other people. And I think it's going to be able to be a really, really great solution to get them in. And they're going to be able to hit the ground running versus them trying to spend hours and hours. So Joe, who's just sitting next to me, one of the things he always says is show me an expert at Podio and I'll show you a broken investor. And I love it because if you spend all your time in your CRM, you're not doing, and I'm going to quote Gavin again, the things that matter. Marketing, making offers, running appointments, boom, right there. Yeah. That's what you got on the t-shirt. It's awesome.
Yeah, work on deals.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Very, very cool. You guys got any questions to wrap it up?
I'm good. I mean, I probably drilled him on everything. But no, it's good. Good stuff.
Awesome. Well, Sharad, thank you so much for your time.
Sure. Thank you, man.
Much appreciated. Looking forward to moving my stuff over, and just super grateful that you were able to come on today and share and educate all of us on how awesome this system is. Simply, right? Simple. That's what we're looking for, guys. That's what everyone always wants. You want simple. You don't need all these bells and whistles. However, you've got a lot of really cool ones built in there. But the ability for anybody to get this and start working their business and working in their business, with this system within a matter of minutes is possible, which is really, really sweet.
Absolutely.
I love it. Very, very cool.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Guys, don't forget, we do these every single week. This is a weekly live. And if you are looking for additional resources, go head on over to coffeewithcloserslive.com. We have sales contracts, assignment contracts. We have free trial offers to different marketing solutions. We are here to help. We love doing these. We love giving back. We love educating ourselves. And we love, obviously, providing a little bit of value with everybody along the way. Guys, thanks again for watching.